say there's something going on here. This is probably going to get me into trouble, so brace yourselves. There's an event going on today. I finished work, I was walking down past Leicester Square and I saw a notice saying private event, and I bumped into none other than Mr. Jon Snow. And I spoke to Jon Snow. He said that he's going to be basically hosting an evening tonight, and it's at the it's behind me. It's at the National Portrait Gallery, which you can see there. And the National Portrait Gallery, strangely enough, seems as if it's backwards, is hosting a private event hosted by Jon Snow, and there's lots of press here. They're essentially here to see Kate Middleton. She's doing a lot of good work for charity, you know. She's essentially going to be helping lots of little children with an arts award that comes from the National Portrait Gallery. I'm quite disappointed that I didn't get moved on by the police there. They've seen me, so it's fine. Now, of course, the real thing that's going on here is a lot of people are gathering. There's lots of them over there. Look at those guys over there. They're all lined up along the road. Everybody's saying, who's it going to be? Who's going to be here? Who do you think it is? And there's a rumour, you know. There's a rumour that it's Kate Middleton. And they're all here to find out what she looks like in real life. Is that hair actually real? Is it possible that the hair that she wears is actually a wig? There's another police car there. I'm going to wander down to Trafalgar Square to see if we can see her coming through the gate. Oh, wonderful Kate Middleton. What a wonderful individual. She does so much good work for charity. Now, as I'm walking down to Trafalgar Square, let me discuss something. What I want to discuss... Shut up, Ferrari man. There's a man booping his horn in a Ferrari. What a noob. Oh no, it's the Wasabi van. The Wasabi van is very angry with that Jaguar. The bell ringing, St Martin's Church. I want to talk to you about something. I want to talk to you about something called logic. Logic, I think, is an important principle. After my last video, a few people insinuated that possibly I'm losing my edge, that possibly I need a break, that I need to take time off, that maybe I'm too tired and therefore my brain's not working properly. I just wanted to let you know that my brain is firing on most of its cylinders, even though I'm absolutely terribly tired, because my place of work working me like a frickin' slave at the moment. There's a tiny little dog, there's a man with a nice bow tie and a tiny little dog. Hello. He didn't want to say hello to me. Never mind. Logic. Logic, a very, very important principle, is it not? Now, somebody put on my last video that the guy with the shin bone, Bauman, I think his name is, he said, should have been dead within 2 to 3 minutes with the blood loss. He also said that the reason he didn't really have his legs blown off is because there's no blood trail. I'm just going to blink at that. Should have died from loss of blood. Also, reinforcing the point, there's no blood trail. Can you see the logic? Can you see how it doesn't seem to really make too much sense? There's another thing that is, for sure. Let me put one thing absolutely 100% straight. This was a false flag. This was a false flag done by undercover agents, possibly people associated with the intelligence agencies, maybe of America and Israel and Britain and various other ones. Who really knows who these are? And is this the first event they've done? No. And what they're doing is they're doing false flag events, whether it's terrorism, whether it is lone wolf gun shootings and all this kind of stuff. They're doing it to manipulate society into accepting limited civil rights, into accepting the giving up of freedoms. This is what they are doing. The argument that people seem to be having, which I think is an erroneous argument, is whether or not the bomb was real, and I really think that this is a moot point. I don't think it really matters whether the bomb is real or not, but what does matter is surveying the evidence in a logical way, not being blindsided by silly arguments about whether or not it was a smoke bomb, whether it wasn't. What we need to do is stop arguing about these little points, like, does it really matter if it was nanothermite or an energy device used at 9/11? It doesn't really matter. What matters is that a crime took place, and there were certain people that we know were responsible for that crime. That is the important thing, and that is what we need to be focused on. All I was doing by questioning whether or not, or rather saying that I thought that some of the people did lose their limbs and there was a real bomb, what I was doing was I was surveying the evidence. I was weighing the evidence, which is what the video was called. It's not because I'm losing my mind, it's not because I'm moving to the dark side. Somebody even... Look, this is for you. I can't remember who it was, but look. See what it says on that bus? Can you see what it says on that bus? Is that a glitch in the Matrix? No, it's freaking not. It's Tom Cruise on the side of a bus. People started to insinuate that possibly, I don't know, predictive program or something in my videos. There's no predictive programming in my videos. Not much, anyway. If there's any predictive programming, it's the predictive programming that is sort of like surrounding me on a constant basis. London is actually filled with advertising and things that sway people off in various different directions. It's filled with so-called celebrities that help charity, and you're not even allowed to feed the frickin' pigeons anymore. They cause nuisance and they damage the square. I think it might be, some of these guys who are causing a nuisance and damaging the square. Maybe you should say, don't feed the humans. I of course made a video called The Worship of Security. I mean, there's a lot of actually security worship going on here when we're saying, oh, of course it wasn't a real bomb, and of course these people were actors. Ask yourself this question. If they are so skilled at producing fake limbs which they then put onto people, would they not also simulate the blood coming out of those limbs? Would it not be easy to just make sure there was enough blood? I mean, there's a video where somebody's saying that this woman is going into her pocket and getting a thing of fake blood and wiping it on her face, because the argument being, in the first few seconds, there's some very loud Italians around me here. The argument being that in the first few seconds there's no blood, and then she sort of puts her hand to her face and there's some blood. I don't see that as evidence that there was no bomb. I see that as evidence that blood doesn't flow straight away, especially with blunt trauma. And if she put her hand to her face, it's because she's had stuff. Hello. If a bomb goes off and you get hit in the face with bits of shrapnel, this blunt trauma is going to mean that the blood doesn't instantly come out, doesn't spray out of your face. You're also going to put your hand up to your face to think, oh shit, I've been hit in the face, oh shit, I've been hit in the face, and then the blood comes. That's exactly what you see in that photograph. I mean, it could be faked, but then there's who first posited the idea that it was fake, and was this based on evidence, or was this based on meme? Because of course there is a guy called Dallas Goldbug, which I'm sure you've heard of, and I hope I don't break too many hearts here when I say basically he's full of absolute fucking bullshit. Dallas Goldbug. What he says, although some of it rings true, certainly some news agencies do use actors to recreate stuff, and they don't really say that it was faked. They do that. But the vast majority of what Dallas Goldbug says is complete bullshit, and it is based on him trying to become very popular online. And, you know, before I made a video basically saying that I thought there was a bomb at Boston, I thought to myself, you know, should I be doing this? Should I be sort of undermining, you know, what you could perceive as popularity in the audience by saying something that is very unpopular? And, of course, my answer was, yes, I should. If it's the truth, then I should be saying it. And if I think it's logical to say such a thing, then I'm going to be saying it. I'm not doing this about popularity, I'm doing this about truth. There are certain people, of course, who are going to get instant popularity just by saying that it was a fabrication and these were all actors and nobody died. Of course, if those people are getting money for saying this, whether it's donations or whether it's advertising revenue on their adverts, on their YouTube videos, then really you should wonder why it is that they would say such a thing, and whether it is they're just doing it for popularity, because it is a very popular thing to talk about this sort of stuff. This is why Dallas Goldberg was such a popular and successful YouTuber. I think it matters that he's talking complete bullshit. I probably shouldn't say complete, but mostly it's bullshit. This video has gone on for 11 minutes already. No Kate Middleton yet. There's lots of photographers up here. I'll hang around, we'll get the money shot. I've got a feeling that when Kate Middleton arrives, I'll probably just film the people who are adoring her rather than filming her, you know, because I don't really like, you know, I don't really like sort of like hyped up fake bints wearing wigs who hang out with master paedophiles. It's just this thing I've got.